Come on in, Miss America 2015. Huge fan here. Say hello to my friend Chuck.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Pleasure.
The microphone is yours.
Oh, thank you. Okay, here we go.
And it is great to welcome Miss America 2015. I have to say, it doesn't seem possible. It seems like just yesterday that you sat up real close to the end of the stage, cool vibe, started to sing happy, play your red solo cup, and the rest is history,
And
isn't
here
it?
we are, almost 9 months later.
My name is Harry. It is nice to
Nice
meet you,
to
Miss
meet
America.
you. Pleasure.
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
And I've worked very hard to try to pronounce your last name correctly because I see different people. Chris Harrison says it slightly differently than somebody I heard on ABC say it, slightly differently than someone else say it. Kira Kazantsev.
There you go.
Is that close?
Kazantsev, like expansive.
Kazantsev.
Yeah.
Got it.
Great.
Your name's never been mispronounced ever in your life, right?
Ever. Not. It does not happen every day.
I was thinking about, and we covered you from the balcony at one of the casinos as you came by, and I remember saying, could it be a three-peat? When Chris Harrison on national TV, and it's just you and one other contestant, so 2 out of 53, it's going to be one or the other, and he says it's the three-peat. And you, it's okay, and you immediately know that when it's the three-peat, that you have become Miss America.
That I won, yeah, because that
Didn't have
I
to
was
wait
the only
for
one.
Miss New York,
Yeah.
three-peat. How much pressure? I mean, great Miss America that followed you, Nina Davalori, who's, as you know, awesome, and then the Miss New York before that. 3 consecutive Miss New Yorks. It's unprecedented.
It's the first time in the organization's history. We've had a few double repeats, but it's the first time it's ever happened. So I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but it's been really exciting to be a part of that historic moment.
And tickets go on sale today for the 2016 Miss America competition, and there's awesome packages.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I'm running for re-election.
You're running for re-election for a lifetime term.
A lifetime term. Yeah, we're changing all the term requirements. Yes, tickets, unfortunately for me, are going on sale today for the Miss America 2016 pageant. The pageant itself will take place on September 13th, and you can buy season tickets, which mean you have access to all 3 nights of preliminary competition, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can also come down to our parade, which is free. Anybody can come down and yell, "Show us your shoes."
Isn't the parade awesome?
The parade is the most amazing experience.
I love
Unfortunately, last year it was torrential downpour.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this year it's nicer weather since I'll get a second go around at it. But I just hope that everybody comes down and brings their friends, their families, and at least come to the final night of competition because it is an incredible experience.
What's it like? I'm a big fan, and we've covered the Miss America pageant and parade on this program for almost 25 years. I love it. We did it live for CBS one year on radio.
Wow.
It was great. We love it. And I followed you very, very closely because you were definitely one of the ones that I thought absolutely could win. And I just compartmentalized and cast aside that 2 other New Yorks won in a row because you have to base it.
Thank you.
You have to base it on you, not the
Yeah.
fact that 2 people that, just happen to be from the same state had success. So it's really incredible that you were able to do it. But I remember it was something you were like the next to last person in talent to get to go up there.
Yeah, they kept on calling me
like-
toward the end.
That's like, yes.
Yeah, and
So-
they called me 13th, I think, for top 15, and then they called me second to last for the top 8.
So
or 10 or whatever it was that
you
performed.
You have to worry, am I going to get called now? And the moment, it was a neat little twist that they changed, and that second, you got to just get right out there and do it.
Yeah. So you're sitting there, for me particularly, my sweaty palms were not helping with my cup routine to be. So it was probably one of the most pressure-filled moments I've ever had in my life, but to hear my name called was an incredible feeling.
And I knew about your platform, and then I watched Kathy Ireland give the question right before you, which would have been teed up for you.
Yes.
I'm thinking, oh.
But I'm glad I didn't get it, because it would have been too easy for me.
So it's better. You got a question that made you stretch a little bit.
Yes, it gave them a little bit more of my repertoire, and I was happy to be able to talk about something else that I'm very passionate about that still, in a way, relates to my platform.
I thought the way you handled it was Lee Merriweather, for those listening, that gave Kira the question that really, I think, in a close competition, and who knows, could be all the difference. That question may have been all the difference in you becoming Miss America 2015.
Yeah, so the job is not to walk around in a swimsuit. It's not to parade in an evening gown. It's to interview and talk. What I'm doing with you right now is what I do every day. And Miss America has to be able to do that and to do it eloquently and well. And that's when those decisions are made in that very last onstage question, and that's why it's so important.
And this, as you know, is the 95th anniversary of Miss America. We have Miss America 2015 here with us. And Miss America, in terms of your reign, how has it been? What's it been like? You've traveled the world. You had great impact, I believe. And I think your platform is so important because, as you know, domestic violence many times goes by unreported. People suffer in silence with this.
Absolutely. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men deal with domestic violence every single day. And it has been my greatest honor to get to represent the cause on a national level. I've created a new campaign called Put the Nail in It, where we encourage people to paint their left ring fingernail purple to show their support for ending domestic violence. It's been the most wonderful journey to get to be a part of that fight. I also serve as the National Goodwill Ambassador for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, visiting kids all across the country. And I work a lot with the USO and our servicemen and women, and that's been one of the greatest experiences and honors of my entire year. I got to go on an international USO tour, visit about 8,000 troops abroad in places like Afghanistan and Bahrain and South Korea, among many others.
I mean, with the vice chairman
of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Admiral Winnefeld, and his wife, and several other really great people. And I will never forget that.
What's it like when you go from Miss New York to all of a sudden Chris Harrison on before millions of people names you Miss America 2015, and then your life is never the same?
No, it's a whirlwind, and it's funny because the reason why Miss New York is so successful is because you're in Manhattan, you're making it on your own, you're dealing with appearances and getting there on your own. It's very much a growing experience, and it creates someone that's smart, that's edgy, that's got gumption, that can deal with being Miss America. And then suddenly you have an office full of people that are setting up appearances for you and getting you to wherever you need to be and whisking you off, and the clothes and the hair and makeup for all these big events, the award shows. It's just nothing I've ever experienced before in my life. So it really changes your perspective on a lot of things. A
reminder to all of our listeners, every year it's a great tradition here at WPG Talk Radio 1450. We cover the entire parade live, gavel to gavel. It is so much fun, and it is a great event. You can be a part of that on Saturday, September 12th, and the tickets are on sale right now. Ticketmaster.com. You can dial 1-800-745-3000. You can buy tickets for both the final night. You can buy season tickets that will give you all the tickets to the final night, all 3 preliminary competitions. And this is a big deal because everybody that just waits until the final night, a lot of it is already decided. You've interviewed. You've been through prelims.
Through all your prelims.
So much.
And the prelims are so much fun because it's not on live TV, so you get to do a lot more. And the show is amazing. The performers that we have come in are amazing. So I really encourage everybody to try and come to the prelims and see all the girls, and you get to know them a little bit more.
What do you hope to do? I mean, I was doing the math. It wasn't hard. I went to school. You're 9/12 basically through your reign, so you have 3 months left. What do you hope to do?
After I'm done, or with the last 3 months?
Last 3 months.
You know, I just want to take every advantage of every single moment that I can, and make sure every single day I'm being the best Miss America I can be, and just really live in the moment. And so when I am done, I can say, you know what, I really got everything I could get out of this experience, and I'm going to move on a much better and really accomplished person because of these opportunities.
And I know you have to go in just a couple of minutes. Talk a little bit about your platform, Love Shouldn't Hurt, and protecting women against domestic violence.
Well, I've gotten to travel all across the country talking to women in different women's shelters or conferences or whatever it might be, and just raise awareness on the fact that if you talk about domestic violence, if you can report an issue or be brave enough to come forward, then you can make so much of a difference, not only in your life, but in the life of others. And regardless of what's happened in your past, you have the power to control the outcome of your future. And I happened to win Miss America at a time when domestic violence became very, very prominent on the national media landscape. And I've gotten to continue that through my campaign, Put the Nail in It, through my work with Safe Horizon, and just talking about it on Twitter, on Facebook, on media on a national scale has, I think, made incredible strides in the issue. So much what you said is true that if you think about it, there's only 5 questions the night of the final
evening of who's going to be the next Miss America, 2 of the questions were flat out. The one right before you and the one right after you were flat out domestic violence questions. Yeah. And then you had a question about the military from Lee Merriweather.
Well, I made it about the military.
Okay, you made it about the military. That's correct. You feathered in how women, and these issues are well documented.
Yes,
and you tied it in, you feathered it in perfectly, I thought.
Thank you. I think sexual assault in the military is something that is something everybody should be talking about, because no service member, man or woman, should be having to deal with an issue like that when they're serving our country. Every single one of them, like I said, should be respected and honored and preserved and happy. Now,
Love Shouldn't Hurt, is that your theme or is that your own charity? Do you have a charity that you directly support?
So I have an organization called Safe Horizon in New York City. They're the largest domestic violence service providers in the country, and I work directly with them. I don't have my own foundation yet. That is something to be TBD. I'll get back to you on that one. But it's something that's definitely a goal of mine. But Safe Horizon has just been the most wonderful organization to work with. And actually, last year they every single year they have a gala called the Champion Awards. Last year I was there as Miss New York City. I worked in the back for the social media booth. I sat somewhere in the nosebleed seats in the corner. And this year I was there as an honoree and spoke for a few minutes and got to accept an award on behalf of domestic violence victims everywhere. And just, it's very interesting what a difference a year can make.
Here's what we're going to do. I know you have to leave within 30 seconds.
Okay.
You have a lot of appointments here today. I'm going to we have a charity. We do a lot of hard work with great supporters and friends that we have. And I'm going to, from my own charity organization that we run, I'm going to make a $500 donation to Safe Horizon in your name.
Thank you.
And then when you start your own
I'll make a donation to you.
foundation, I'm going to make a donation to your charity.
Okay, and I'll get you a donation from me as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I know you have much more ahead still, but you have been a fabulous Miss America.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that.
Nice
so thank
to spend
you.
this time with you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Miss America, here she is. We'll be back in just a few minutes.